Welcome to Kansas Ag Report. I'm Ken Rogers. Boy, if it's not markets, it's the weather that we all talk about. So this week, we're going to talk about the drought conditions as well as what to expect this growing season with K-State Chip Redmond, also with the Kansas Mesonet. We'll talk about what we can expect as we finish out this wheat crop. Also, we'll have features from Kansas Corn, Kansas Wheat, and the Kansas Farm Bureau, and the weekly update from the Kansas Livestock Association, and market information from Pinion, a division of K-Coe Isom.
Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Kansas Farm Bureau, a grassroots ag organization representing the state's farm and ranch families since 1919, kfb.org. And the Kansas Wheat Commission, lending in the adoption of profitable innovations from wheat, online at kswheat.com.
In agricultural news, Michigan's Debbie Stabenow, the chair of the Senate Ag Committee, has announced the first 2023 Farm Bill listening session. The hearing will include input from a diverse range of agricultural producers and stakeholders about the next bill. The first hearing will be held Friday, April 29th at Michigan State University. She says the Farm Bill's tradition of bipartisanship will continue in the next version. You'll also be able to stream that first meeting live at ag.senate.gov. Well, processed eggs go into items like salad dressings to cake mixes, and the prices for those eggs intended for processing are soaring to record highs because of the avian influenza outbreak. The rapid spread of influenza could make this one of the biggest outbreaks in history. You see, 20 million birds have been culled from the nation's flocks, and that's hitting the market for breaker eggs pretty hard. Now, these are the eggs that are processed into liquid or powder form, then go into manufactured foods. Now, the high prices of those breaker eggs driving production costs even higher for food makers, which in turn is pushing inflation higher. In fact, many food manufacturers have shut down plants for sterilization and simply can't fill the orders. The price of eggs that gets cracked and sold in liquid form hit a record high of $2.37 a pound recently. Dried eggs and powdered egg products also at their highest ever prices. Well, John Weefald, Kansas State University's 12th president, who was credited with growing the university into a top 10 land-grant university, died on April 16th in Minnesota. He was 84 years old. He served as president from July of 1986 to June of 2009, and during those 23 years, he helped philanthropy increase from $6 million a year to nearly $100 million annually, and the research funding grew from $18 million annually to nearly $134 million. This growth in research funding, along with the university's burgeoning expertise in biosecurity and biodefense, positioned K-State as one of the nation's distinguished research and doctoral universities. This reputation was built under the direction of Weefald, also critical in the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's 2009 decision to name Manhattan as the home of the National Bio and Agri-Defense Facility. We know it as NBAF. Weefald's efforts for construction of that Biosecurity Research Institute on the Manhattan campus played an integral part in landing NBAF. Back with more in just a moment.
Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by Kansas Grain Sorghum, growers working together. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org. Grass and Grain, online or in the mail, keeping Kansas farmers informed for over 60 years. grassandgrain.com.
Grain sorghum is one of the most important cereal crops worldwide, and Kansas leads the nation in its production. Over the years, sorghum has been either exported, used in animal feed domestically, or for other industrial uses. Recently, its use in the ethanol market has seen tremendous growth, with 30% of domestic sorghum typically going to ethanol production. Kansas Grain Sorghum is committed to sorghum research, market development, and education. Learn more at ksgrainsorghum.org.
And joining us is Chip Redmond, meteorologist with the Kansas State University, the Kansas Mesonet. Chip, thanks for joining us.
Yep, thanks for having me.
I would say, the volatility of the markets is one thing that a lot of folks talk about. The other thing has been the weather. And so that's why we wanted to bring you in. And here we are in the middle of April, and we missed out on a lot of moisture, at least in the western part of the state, over the winter time and now into the spring. And so a lot of concern, especially in wheat country.
Yeah, we've really grown some big deficits over the last few months that are going to be really challenging to overcome, even with if we were to get above average precipitation in the spring. It's going to be a challenge to break even at the end when we finally fall into summer. A lot of deficits are over 3 inches to as much as 5 inches, especially in the southeast, even where they have had rain. So really dry across that landscape. We had really warm temperatures as well, especially the latter third of 2021. And that really made conditions much worse. Thankfully, in 2022 so far, we've actually had below average temperatures. That's mainly due to it's so dry that our temperatures at night are able to fall quite a bit. So we haven't seen as high moisture demands, and we haven't utilized, our green up's been much slower, and things have been slower progressing, especially with wheat. And that's helped reserve some of the subsurface soil moisture that we do have.
I was looking around with my neighbor over the weekend and saw how seemingly the things are blooming so late. These trees, normally by this time, I guess we would have warmer temperatures, but we also would have had more moisture.
Right. And so it helps with a lack of green up and slower progressing. So we're keeping some of that moisture there, but as things do progress, whether we get moisture or not, they're going to forcibly progress eventually. And we are already seeing big drops in soil moisture over the last week with just the small amounts of green up we have in central and western Kansas. Eastern Kansas is pretty much into full swing of things.
Right. It is. It's almost the tale of two states, where the eastern Kansas folks have relatively adequate. I know there's some pockets that haven't. They're probably talking about that right now, but we know in the West definitely there's been a lot of challenges. So, Chip, we want to take a break. I want to come back and talk about our soil moisture content, as well as kind of your outlook of way you see things we get to the growing season. So Chip Redmond, who is a K-State meteorologist with Kansas Mesonet, is joining us. We'll take a break, more in just a moment.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
What if U.S. soybean meal were more than a commodity? If seed companies and the soybean checkoff built a better variety? That future is here. The time is now. To meet end-user demands, the soybean checkoff is investing in the compositional quality of soybeans, including meal. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Next time you see a beautiful field of corn, reach out and thank the farmers who work tirelessly to raise corn for livestock feed, renewable fuels, and exports to feed a growing world population. The farmers on the Kansas Corn Commission work for Kansas corn with grower-funded checkoff dollars that support foreign and domestic market development, research, promotion, and education to expand opportunities for Kansas farmers. To learn more, visit kscorn.com.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, But how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Kansas Ag Report brought to you in part by the Kansas Livestock Association, supporting members' business interests and meeting consumer demands. KLA.org. Oldie Seed Farms, carrying soil-specific seed. Find them on the web at oldieseed.com. That's OHLDE seed.com. And Kansas Corn, building the future at kansascorn.com.
And our guest is Chip Redmond, K-State meteorologist, the Kansas Mesonet. And Chip, a couple things I want to talk about before we kind of get your outlook for the growing season. That is soil moisture, but also soil temperatures. I've been seeing on social media that ground's still pretty cold.
Yeah, we're a little bit below average soil temperature wise. We've seen some peaks and valleys, right? Like we typically do in spring with some periods of warmer temperatures and then followed by periods of colder temperatures. But overall, our average is below normal temperatures, and that's kept our soil temperatures down. Now, in the last week, we've seen a surge. Most of the state is at a 5-inch or a 4-inch average of at least 50 degrees or higher. So we're seeing a big push in planting. But keep in mind, we do have warmer temperatures in the forecast. We do expect cooler than normal temperatures to finish out April and into early May. So we kind of keep on that spring roller coaster, and we're seeing soil temperatures kind of lag behind that, but follow the same trend.
Now, I'm sure you don't do necessarily a lot with the soil moisture, but it is a big concern because of the lack and where we are in this spring planting season. Sometimes it's good to plant into dust, other times not so much.
Yeah, soil moisture subsurface has been pretty good, even in areas where we have really dry conditions. The problem is the wheat didn't have deep enough roots to tap into that moisture, which in a way saved that moisture for now. We've had prolonged dry conditions, though. We've evaporated or lost most of our topsoil moisture. And as a result, we're losing some subsurface soil moisture as well. And as things green up and we get warmer temperatures, we're going to extract more of that moisture out of that subsurface. So while there might be some moisture there, until we get a long duration or at least multiple rounds of moisture lined up repetitively over a week or two, we're going to really struggle to improve subsurface soil moisture.
Well, let's talk about the growing season, the planting season into the growing season. What are you saying? What are those models showing you? What kind of a summer we might have?
Unfortunately, not optimistic outlook. We enter an active period here. We've had some moisture across the state late this week, mostly in eastern Kansas. And honestly, after that, it just looks really dry. We just continue dryness through May, and we expect drought expansion through May and even into June. Our temperatures have been cooler than normal, but we keep forecasting above normal temperatures as well. And those two just do not go well when we go into summer. And the only thing we can hope for is a really active summer pattern that might bring some relief.
Well, Chip, if folks want to follow what you do and all those all the information on the Mesonet, how can they do that?
Yeah, so they can follow the Mesonet on online. It's mesonet.ksu.edu. We also have a Twitter, which we're pretty active on, which is at KSMESONET.
Chip, always appreciate it. We'll hope to talk to you soon again.
Yep, hopefully on a better note.
Yes. Chip Redmond, K-State meteorologist and with the Kansas Mesonet, has joined us. We'll have more in just a moment.
What if sustainability were synonymous with U.S. soy? If energy efficiency, water quality, and soil health help define U.S. soy's value, that future is here, the time is now. To meet end-user demands, the soybean checkoff is committing to sustainability that's achievable, worthwhile, and enduring. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Hello, my name is Chris Remick. I am a Kansas corn lead teacher here. I'm from Garden City, Kansas. I'm in New Orleans right here at the 2022 Commodity Classic. You can see you've got some big stuff here behind us, right? So as teachers, we're coming in here to actually gain more knowledge and understanding about the profession, the industry, and agriculture in general, so we can bring that into the classroom here to get that into our kids. And we want to do as many hands-on, lab-based activities. We want to know what's going on in the fields right now and what farmers are doing, as well as scientists and researchers in the ag industry. And again, we want to bring this into our students. We want them to get excited about the future of agriculture here. So we've seen great things. We've seen how people use drone technology to survey and scout fields, which is a lab that we have developed to bring our teachers to get students out into the cornfields as well. We have seen really cool booths and industries in which they're monitoring nutrients in the soil moisture. These are really important, as well as how do we maximize the growth of our corn products, and as well as what can we do with those corn products. So we take all this industry, we meet so many new people in the industry, we keep those contacts, we use them to help develop these labs and activities for our students in here. And I believe we reached like 75,000 students doing it this way. So we have a great time doing it. We make great, awesome contacts, and it's just every year it just gets better and better, you know, for that.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and Liberty Link that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
Chris Tanner finished top dressing his wheat on Tuesday in northern Kansas, pondering whether fertilizing was a fool's errand. According to the Kansas Mesonet, the Norton substation has measured 161 days without more than a quarter inch of rain, more than 5 months. The area has virtually zero subsoil moisture, and drought conditions are expanding with no relief in the forecast. April showers are critical for the 2022 wheat crop. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, more than half of the state is in severe drought or worse, with pockets of extreme and exceptional drought spreading into the corners of southwest Kansas. Surrounding states are equally or worse off, except for Nebraska. Less than 45 minutes east of the Colorado border, Gary Miller-Shosky reported that the wheat in central Kearney County is hit with dry pockets, poor emergence, and little tillering. Looking at the Palmer Drought Severity Index, Kearney County is a splotch of dark red, indicating severe drought. 2 snows and 1 rain event in the last month all amounted to a quarter inch to 30/100ths of an inch of moisture. However, just an hour to the northeast in Dighton, Ron Supes reported wheat stands are looking better than last year, with a few spots that either didn't emerge or suffered from winter kill. Subsoil moisture currently measures around 2 feet, thanks to 1 to 1.5 inches of moisture since October that came over a series of snows and light rain. Still, Supes said more timely rains are needed to put normal yield in the bin. While moisture is the current limiting factor for this year's harvest, the outlook is more nuanced than measuring the dust or raindrops in the gauge. According to the Kansas Crop Progress and Condition Report on April 4th, issued by the USDA's National Agricultural Statistics Service, the winter wheat crop is holding steady for 30% very poor to poor, 38% fair, and 32% good to excellent. That holds for Tanner, who farms so close to the Nebraska border, he can practically see it from his house. Winter wheat acres are up in his area thanks to decent moisture last fall that put a good stand. Producers in the area are even adding spring wheat into their rotations. He and others also went ahead with top dressing. Many have locked in fertilizer last fall when prices were lower, and taking advantage of the area's heavy clay soils that help stash away nitrogen for a rainy day. But that day needs to come soon. Even Kansas producers who have received good moisture still would like to see more during this critical growth period for the wheat crop. Jay Armstrong farms in Atchison County, a short half hour outside of Kansas City. The wheat in his area looks excellent, having received about 2 inches of moisture in the last month. While his outlook for harvest is good right now, he agreed more moisture is needed in the next 2 weeks to keep the momentum going for this year's crop. The same is true for Martin Kirshen, who farms near Garden Plain in south central Kansas. He received an inch of moisture last week, continuing to fuel an above average looking crop. With higher prices on the board, farmers upped acres slightly in the fall and have top dressed their wheat this spring. Even with higher input prices, while he is grateful for the moisture, he reported 2 to 3 inches more will be needed to make the crop, especially double cropped wheat after soybeans.
Are you looking for Medicare supplement insurance plans? Now is a good time to look at your options with Kansas Farm Bureau Health Plans. A Medicare supplement insurance plan can help cover certain out-of-pocket expenses Medicare doesn't cover. Things like deductibles, co-insurance, and certain limitations that can be costly in the event of an accident or illness. With Kansas Farm Bureau Health Plans, you have options to Medicare supplement insurance plans with 4 levels of affordable coverage and service from an organization known for its commitment serving Kansans. We encourage you to compare our rates. For more information and to get a quote, contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you or visit kfbhealthplans.com. Medicare supplements insured by Members Health Insurance Company, Columbia, Tennessee. Not connected with or endorsed by the U.S. or state government.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.
Many seed companies claim to offer the latest genetics, but how many have tested those genetics in soils just like yours? The Oldie Seed Know to Grow research program has fully tested the latest seed genetics in soils that are right in your neighborhood. The Oldie Seed Know to Grow program can recommend the best performing hybrids from technologies like Enlist, Extend, and LibertyLink that will optimize the yield and profit of every acre on your farm. Contact Oldie Seed today.
The Kansas State University Department of Agricultural Economics has released 2 online courses focused on financial and risk management for farmers and ranchers. Both courses are self-paced. The Finances and the Farm course is comprised of 6 lessons that cover record keeping, balance sheets, income statements, cash flow, managing family living expenses, and goal setting. The courses includes 3 hours of short video content and 1.5 hours of bonus content. The cost is $100 for education only, or $300 if the participant wishes to receive Farm Service Agency Borrowers Training financial credit. The Risk Management on the Farm course is a 5-part series covering cost of production, crop insurance, crop marketing, farm programs, and cow-calf risk management. The course includes more than 4.5 hours of video content. The cost is $100 for education only. To register, go to agmanager.info/events and select the course of interest. Those who register by May 15th qualify for a $25 discount off the education-only prices.
What if sustainability were synonymous with U.S. soy? If energy efficiency, water quality, and soil health help define U.S. soy's value, that future is here, the time is now. To meet end-user demands, the Soybean Checkoff is committing to sustainability that's achievable, worthwhile, and enduring. A message from the Kansas Soybean Commission, the Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Are you looking for Medicare supplement insurance plans? Now is a good time to look at your options with Kansas Farm Bureau Health Plans. A Medicare supplement insurance plan can help cover certain out-of-pocket expenses Medicare doesn't cover. Things like deductibles, co-insurance, and certain limitations that can be costly in the event of an accident or illness. With Kansas Farm Bureau health plans, you have options to Medicare supplement insurance plans with 4 levels of affordable coverage and service from an organization known for its commitment serving Kansans. We encourage you to compare our rates. For more information and to get a quote, contact a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you or visit kfbhealthplans.com. Medicare supplements insured by Members Health Insurance Company, Columbia, Tennessee. Not connected with or endorsed by the U.S. or state government.
Premier Farm and Home has what you need to make your lawn the best in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Ken. We choose Premier Farm and Home for the professional look that we do ourselves.
Feel free to stop in. You can also visit our website at heycow.com.
Good day, everyone. I'm Derek Hermish with Pinion, a division of K-Coe Isom. Crop prices are doing their best impression of 2012, coming within a stone's throw away of the all-time highs that were set that year for corn and beans, and it's only April. Those all-time highs from 2012 happened in August, however, which makes a fellow wonder, how high could we push prices this year if we incurred some weather troubles, especially when we already have a head start on droughty conditions in the Plain States. This is not 2012, though. That doesn't mean we can't go higher. It means that this year is just not about only the weather. Obviously, war in Ukraine has been a major item, and runaway inflation that is going to be tough to tame are 2 of the main events outside of weather helping to push commodities higher. So don't get too caught up in looking at past historical price swings to try and set your compass by, because we're in uncharted waters. If you are looking for some help navigating those waters, give us a call at 888-452-8751. I'm Derek Hermish. Have a good day.
That's our show this week. Be social with us at KansasAgReport.net or on our social media channels. I'm Ken Rogers. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk with you next week.
Premier Farm and Home has what you need to make your lawn the best in the neighborhood.
Hi, I'm Ken. We choose Premier Farm and Home for the professional look that we do ourselves.
Feel free to stop in. You can also visit our website at heycow.com.
Kansas Corn reminds you that E15 fuel is the right choice for every kind of driver. For the car enthusiast, E15 has higher octane. For the thrifty driver, E15 is priced lower than regular unleaded. For the nature lover, E15 provides cleaner air. For the shopper who buys local, E15 has more ethanol from our Kansas corn farms. Choose E15 for a higher octane, lower price, cleaner American fuel. Message from the Kansas Corn Commission. Learn more at kscorn.com.
The Kansas Wheat Innovation Center in Manhattan is rediscovering ways to get improved varieties and new genetics in the hands of farmers faster. Grower-led and checkoff-funded research initiatives are bringing about positive change. This grassroots leadership provides a strong voice in Topeka and Washington, D.C. Now is the time to partner with Kansas Wheat in moving wheat forward. Kansas Wheat Commission and Kansas Association of Wheat Growers. Farmers investing in their future and yours. Log on to rediscoverwheat.org.